Up next, I would like to welcome the Dubai Future Foundation to the stage, who are going to be talking about how Dubai plans to be a top 10 gaming city by 2033.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Faisal Kazim. I'm Director of Future Foresight at Dubai Future Foundation. I also lead the Dubai program for gaming. And yeah, Maha, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Sure, my name is Maha Dahalan, and I just joined the Dubai Future Foundation team to work with Faisal on the Dubai program for gaming. And I am very fresh. I just joined in the foundation around 3 to 4 weeks ago. So yeah, but I'm hoping to actually go ahead and be a part of this vision that we are presenting.
Thanks. Yeah, so about that vision, let me give just a quick overview because I know a lot of the people at this conference are coming to Dubai for the first time. I'll give a very quick overview of what Dubai Future Foundation does and what the Dubai program for gaming is. The Dubai Future Foundation is a Dubai government organization, and it has a very broad mandate of trying to make Dubai a leading city of the future. It's very ambitious as well. So our initiatives are just as broad and ambitious. We started off with Area 2071, which was an incubator for startups and several programs to try and bring innovation and entrepreneurship to Dubai. We ran the Dubai Future Accelerators, where we looked to solve Dubai government's challenges by inviting some of the entrepreneurs around the world to come to Dubai and solve these challenges. These were in-person cohorts, so we actually provided accommodation, flights, etc., for the founding teams to come to Dubai. They must have had some kind of prototype, at least, pilots, that they can come and apply to the Dubai government's challenges. We went from there. We're also part of a number of other initiatives related to research. And of course, you must have seen on Sheikh Zayed Road, the Museum of the Future, where we're looking to inspire people, people in Dubai, visitors of Dubai, to think about the future, just to be inspired and to create futures of their own. So then, what am I doing in gaming? Maybe we should talk about how we started working in gaming. Why don't you start, Maha?
Yeah, mine is. It's not a very traditional story. Not a very traditional story, because back then, a young woman growing up, you know, just liking to play games, and it wasn't even fathomable to want to get into gaming because the opportunities were not there back then. The educational programs were not there to develop the skills that I thought were needed to get a job in gaming. Plus, there wasn't the encouragement for it. I was constantly told that I'm probably going to end up jobless. It's really not like the West. It's not like the US, where they have now degrees and programs and all these fancy engines, and this is where the big gaming studios that we all grew up with and love reside. So my next best thing was advertising and comms. Just because of the lack of opportunities. And 4 years in, it's just a complete lucky coincidence that I knew someone that worked for a video game distributor. We're talking 10 years ago. They were leaving their job, and I just happened to be looking for a job at the time. And because I knew games, meaning I liked to play games and I knew how they worked, I managed to get that gig because they just needed someone to fill the position. Lo and behold, 10 years later, I found myself working for multiple distributors locally, moving on to international publishers like Activision Blizzard, followed by CD Projekt Red on the Witcher games and Cyberpunk game. And now I find myself in government doing gaming.
Okay, that's a perfect segue, I guess, to my story.
Exactly. How did you get into gaming?
Sure thing. Actually, the start was similar. So this was in 2002, 2003 in this region. Very passionate about gaming, so I wanted to create my own games. I was trying to teach 3D Studio Max to myself. There was no YouTube back then, no free videos. So I actually had these big, thick books of how to design in 3D Studio Max. It was a steep learning curve, but then I tried to go to the best university that I could get into. The closest that I could get to game development was computer science. It did not work out, and also at the time, like Maha mentioned, the opportunities were just not there regionally. It was a very different Dubai and UAE and Middle East back then. And so I switched to business administration, very long career path, fast forward. How many years has it been? Since 2000, almost 20 years ago. So yeah, fast forward 20 years. I'm back into the games industry. My background's been in investment. I did investment management, and then I tried to launch my own company in Dubai. Had a few struggles with that, and I wanted to help other entrepreneurs overcome some of the struggles that I faced. So I ended up at Dubai Future Foundation. From there, because of that very ambitious mandate of looking for industries of the future for Dubai to lead, one of the industries that came up was, of course, metaverse, and the Dubai Metaverse strategy was launched. And after that, it was about gaming. And gaming was very unique in the sense that we recognized it as a significant industry. Everyone knows it's worth about $200 billion globally. And yet there was very little regionally that was being done in terms of development and publishing. There was plenty of tournaments, there were plenty of esports tournaments, events, but not that much in terms of the rest of the 198 billion. So esports was worth about $2 billion. The rest of gaming, $198 billion. So we wanted to develop a strategy, a program to make Dubai a leading city of the games industry by 2033, in line with Dubai's D33 strategy. Very ambitious program because we're starting almost from scratch. So how do you create an ecosystem? It's a chicken and egg situation where it's hard for you to attract the established studios to come to Dubai or publishers. And then on the other hand, it's hard to convince people that are considering career paths to follow a career path in gaming, in game development, or game design because the jobs don't exist, the established studios don't exist. So our bet is that we're going to have a constant pipeline of game developers, game designers coming out of Dubai. And then over the long run, we hope to attract the various stakeholders in the gaming value chain to start considering Dubai as a place that they would like to set up shop. So that's my story. And Maha, I don't know. I mean, so despite large established studios not having significant presence here in Dubai, you've still worked for some of the larger studios. How did that happen?
Mainly through networking and reputation. That was the only way for me to get on their radar, because to them, they didn't really have a bigger focus on the region for them to do an investment there. The best that they could have done is to either work through their distributors, which is how I got in contact with them. They go through agencies to implement their activities, whether it's events or PR or comms, or to go ahead and handle or to hire an independent contractor. But it really took time for them to explore, to get to the contractor bit. Just because so they used to call it the emerging markets, this region specifically, along with Turkey, Russia, India. The better the understanding got, they started to call it opportunity markets. Just a nicer branding. But still, they were not committed to do the full investment of opening up a Middle East office. So they were okay with having an independent contractor on the ground, treated as a full-time staff, but being their one-man show on the ground. So technically, I was their comms person, but because of the ease of doing stuff with someone here, you would find me PR/com/marketing/retail/partnership +just dev, and then the list goes on. But because I went through that, this is how my network got built. I got to attend more and more events globally, meeting more people, getting my name out there, and that's how I got connected with the others. And they started to hear about the region. And one funny thing that I keep on saying is that my job is to demystify what Dubai is or what the Middle East is, because it's a constant educational process to tell people that, hey, we can do stuff here. We have resources here. We could even have talent here. We're not a rare breed.
That's a great point. Demystifying this region, I think it's a very important point, because you mentioned that people were not really sure about the region, the larger studios, to have a significant experience here. Yet at this conference, almost everyone I've spoken with has asked me, like, we want to move to Dubai. How can we do this? What services are provided to us? What's the ecosystem like? So there's a significant interest here for people to either grow their own presence, to have like a regional presence here, or to maybe even relocate. So do you think maybe having more of these events, larger events, would help demystify?
I mean, if we can really grab their attention, and I think we have, based on everything we've done yesterday, for example. Do
you mind elaborating, what we did yesterday?
So yesterday, as a part of an event called Gaming Matters, we went and invited top-of-the-line C-level industry influencers and the CEOs of companies, representatives from EA and Riot and Tencent, just to elaborate on what the program is. They, of course, gave a bunch of impressive talks about their experience and what they're doing. And we were a part of it with our big announcement, which is the gaming visa, which is a 10-year-long visa that we are granting to help people get established within their careers of game development, whether they're a developer or a designer, an animator, just to kickstart this process. It is a part of the commitment that we have, and I see that it is attractive. It is crucial for this point to make a statement. I think this was a very, very big deal to grab the attention, to show them what it is we can offer as a city.
Agreed, 100%. And I think also experiencing Dubai and how, I don't want to say, so experiencing Dubai and maybe trying to see how it's different to some of the other places around us. We always want to be complementary to our neighbors. So for example, if one specific region is focusing very much on esports, that's great. Let's not try to do esports 2.0, but rather let's try to work on something that's complementary to both helping that neighbor with that focus on esports, amplify their initiative, while at the same time using that the presence of those people attending those esports tournaments maybe to achieve some of our targets as well. So the entire region as a whole then benefits, and we can all elevate this ecosystem. Another point I think that is, there are two other points. I know we don't have that much time. One thing that I wanted to touch on was the layoffs globally. Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Man, I don't like it, and who really does? It is a trend that we have been seeing since last year, and it's still going. I would like it to stop, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to slow down. I think it's going to last up until the end of the year. It is quite unfortunate to see that the momentum that they had built during COVID time kind of like crash the way that it is doing right now. But this also presents an opportunity for us while we establish this ecosystem. There is a lot of talent out there that are just looking for opportunities like the ones we're trying to build. There is no firm thing that we can go ahead and offer yet, but that's the kind of talent that we would potentially like to bring here, to also teach people locally just how to do the exact same thing. We're talking about people from Epic and Sega and EA and Activision Blizzard with Microsoft. It's an insane pool of talent, but I do see it as a big opportunity.
Yeah, and you know, it's almost like it's time to rethink the whole game development cycle in order to minimize the frequency of these layoffs, future ways of working, new platforms, new ways of publishing, and you know, these are areas for us to explore going forward. I look forward to hopefully talking to some of you if you have any ideas on how we can make that happen. And for the people and the families that have been affected around the world, how can we help them here by providing opportunities here in Dubai? I think for sure providing you know, events like these where people come to experience Dubai to see maybe it's actually not like what they thought it would be would help. And
the other thing that I would add, sorry to cut you off, is that in order for us to create the ecosystem and to know specifically what it is that we need to do, we would need to speak to people like you in events like these to understand exactly what it is that is needed, and what this makes us know what it is that we need to do to offer what it is that you need. So please, we are located right at the entrance over there. Come find us, come speak to us if you have any thoughts and ideas. And we will surely talk. We would love to talk to you, to include you within our network. We hold regular networking events as well to connect people together, whether it's gaming publishers, brands that want to get into the gaming sphere, developers. So yeah, make sure to talk to us.
thank you very much. On that note, I think we're going to end over here, but please reach out to us if you have any questions. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.